Ooh, hey, these sippers, come on in, come on in. Hey, two sippers. Oh my goodness. Maybe stuck again. I may be stuck again. Come on in. Please come in, hitting the like button. I don't know if it was working. I was down earlier. Oh, wow. I'll just put that on there. Hi, Lachelle. How you doing? Let's see. Hey, y'all come in, please hit the like button. Did they fall out totally over that pardon? Diddy's attorneys. I'm trying to get caught up, y'all. Hell, which one of them? One time they say Mark is the lead, then I hear Nicole is the lead defense attorney. Which one is it? I know they having problems. They putting their foot in their mouth. They sure messing it up for old Diddy. He's sounding real humble. Sounding like he ain't learned nothing. What y'all think? Y'all hitting the like button? Let me see. Nope. Come on in, hitting the like button. Even if you're in the bushes, come on in. Hitting the like button. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. I actually found the old when Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty. I didn't even know I had it. I didn't even know I had it. I'm gonna look at that too. For the ones I'm gonna show y'all about Gotti, what I couldn't show y'all earlier. I'm gonna get that on out the way because I don't want my system to freeze up and y'all not able to see it again like earlier. Please come in hitting the like button. I'm putting up a poll. Please support the platform. Help me reach my goal. Like, share, subscribe, join the membership. I'm doing a poll, y'all. Did Diddy's attorneys Okay. Did Diddy's attorneys mentioning the Madison Square Garden comment make matters worse for Diddy? I'm going to say make. Yeah, I like to mention. Y'all please Madison Square Garden comeback. Okay, the Diddy's attorney mentioning the Madison Square Garden comeback comment, make matters worse. What do you think? There, I just submitted that. Come in, y'all. Please come in hitting the like button or double tapping your screen, or find those 3 buttons at the top across from opposite of where it says top chat or live chat, and hit the 3 buttons and hit the thumbs up, please. So listen, I'm not sure if my Dolph Memphis supporters are here who are familiar with the Young Dolph assassination at the cookie spot in Memphis that I made mention of earlier today about Yo Gotti. And I went back down memory lane in the beautiful archives of mine. Oh, baby, I tell you, I love my archives. Ooh. Ooh, it's hard to win with my archives, I tell you. Let me find a nice picture I can put in the background, baby, cause Aunteafee went up in the archives and found that good old picture of Yo Gotti sending that message to Straight Drop, greasy, greasy. Yeah. Oh, no, not that one. I need another one. Where he put Straight Drop's name. He wanted to be clear, not clear, clear who he was talking about. Is this about? No. I want to see Gotti. I want to see Gotti. When he said he was outside, I know y'all heard it, but I wanted y'all to see it. I wanted y'all to see it. Shout out to Dolph. They should have just left you alone. They really should have just left you alone. I thought I had 2 up here. Yeah, okay. And I wanted y'all to see when he was talking about he in Miami, we outside, he ain't going nowhere. Well, I gotta add a little bit, y'all. We ain't going nowhere.
So y'all was outside Miami. What was that? What's he? Outside Miami, what's up?
He slid his hand over his nose.
Tiffany.
And this is before he got advised he needed.
Miami.
Yeah,
what was that?
Y'all remember this?
What's he? Outside Miami, what's up?
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Yeah. He was saying that's when after them bodies was dropping. Y'all remember that?
He said we outside Miami. What was that?
This is during the time when them bodies was dropping. After they had assassinated Young Dolph, in Memphis. And this is when, back during the time when he was not acting boss-like and he was beefing on social media. And folk didn't, I don't know if it was before they chimed in or not, But Aunteafee got it. Now, shortly after this, when they picked up Straight Drop, and Cornelius was talking and stuff, he stopped responding and giving locations.
He said, we outside Miami. What was that?
What's up? Can y'all believe he did the up under the nose? He told him where he was. Nose all blurred out. You know, his nose all blurred. You know, he told him where it was. But see, if I'd have told people, I tried to tell people, baby. I got a few good ones. YOGOTTI was talking that talk and was, you know, about that life. And then I don't know what happened. He just abruptly stopped responding. I don't know if Quet told him, you know, folks started house being searched, the doors and stuff got kicked in, and I don't know what happened. But at this point right here, he was still responding, giving his low and rubbing his finger up under his nose. I showed y'all the one earlier where he mentioned Straight Drop name. So we done covered that. It's a couple of them, you know, I could still go back because you know, this is just good tea for us. Because the trial is about to start in a week or so, right? And ain't nothing Quet can do or say unless he give up something. Well, he done, even the cartel wasn't enough for him to walk scot-free. He would have to have some intel. Yeah, no, he got to sit down, y'all. Even if he give up Gotti. And I think he thought, if I'm going to be honest, I think he thought, and this is just my opinion, I don't have no facts to the matter. I think he thought that if he gave up Gotti, that he was going to walk scot-free. And I think he finds out the hard way that ain't happening. That's just not, he's not going to walk scot-free. I think he's finding out the hard way that's not going to happen. Yeah, I pretty much think Quet is finding out the hard way. I don't know what he could give them at this point. Oh, man. So I'm buffing. Dang it, I'm so glad I went on shoulder early. Y'all understand? Please hit the like button. I really do believe that Quet thought that if he gave up Gotti, he must didn't give up what they was looking for just yet. You know, Quet or try to hold some off, especially since we know it has to be, or it could be Lil Flip, but there's a good chance that that high price attorney is being paid for also by CMG. We know CMG was paying for Cornelius Well, I wonder, yeah, he had to be paying for straight drops too. Because who else would be paying for straight drops? If CMG was paying for Cornelius, hell, he got to be paying for straight drops too. So there's a good chance that he is paying for Quet. But the difference is that Yo Gotti knows that Quet knows him. Yo Gotti knows if anybody can sink his ship, it's Quet. Right? So, you know, I don't know. But he not going to get off unless he give up what they already know. Let's be clear. Y'all hit the like button. It's 155 people in here. I need the likes up. Hagerman already got a lot of information already. There's a good possibility that Yo Gotti is doing a little work for the feds replacing his brother when he took his butt to Dallas. I saw something. Somebody posted something saying, Gotti sure love Dallas. Shit. Really? Really? What's so special about Dallas? Huh? In sunny South Dallas. I ain't seen him post up other than down there by where he was renting or leasing a building for what he said was CMG. I ain't seen him post up nowhere else other than sunny South Dallas. If he loving Dallas so much, I mean, where else has he posted? He ain't rep nothing. He ain't gave no drop that I seen. Now, he may have. But I ain't seen him drop the Cliff, the far north Dallas, East Dallas, West Dallas. You know, Lancaster, DeSoto, Cedar Hill. Man, none of that. Frisco, McKinney. Out, none of that. Where else he been? Only place he cammed up, got out, put his feet on the ground in the hood. I see Malcolm X remind him of Tatum Boyd. No, not really. It probably do with the crime and the paraphernalia. But I think that's a little more run down. Yeah, I mean, why would that be the only place he picture up and show up and then put cocaine music on his back? I mean, you know, as he turned his back after he done got Tatum Boyd raided. So there is a chance that he is working to cut a deal. Knowing that his brother, he knew already, but you know, he gonna lie and say he didn't know, you know. It was a lot of bodies, y'all. During this time where he putting his hand up under his nose, you know, they say it was a lot of bodies dropping. And then they started kidnapping kinfolks. Kinfolks started coming up missing. Then it started being the elderly. Aunties and mamas and grannies and shit. It got ugly. Yeah. Then people on their squads, they started feeling like, you know, was undercover. Y'all remember Bobo? Bobo, he was, who was he first? He was Bread Gang. No. He was Black Youngster first. Heavy Camp. He was Heavy Camp first. He was Heavy Camp Nick. Then when they started looking at him funny, they moved him over to Bread Gang Nick. And then they found him in them Carolinas. He was a sergeant over the artillery. Yeah, he was high ranking. How you high ranking involved in these gangs and this murder for hire type stuff. But anyway, yeah, Mark better say he meant Diddy. Was dreaming about adding some Madison Square Garden and making yeah, that maggot. Oh man, I meant to check. Oh, that man said he lying about the maggots. I need to find that. I think I saved it. He said he lying about the maggots. They ain't got no maggots. You know, unless somebody planting them now. I don't know. But they trying to act like that threat on him. I wondered what the OG say. So, my T-sippers earlier in the live where I had to bounce because I froze up. Did y'all get a chance to see this one? Because this is, I think, the last one. We heard him talk. But this is the one. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to do that other one. Where he put his hand saying, shh.
What's he?
Outside Miami, what's up?
Did they have a shootout or something in Miami? What happened in Miami? What happened in Miami?
He said we outside Miami. What was that? What's he?
Yeah, yeah.
Outside Miami, what's up?
Okay. Tiffany. They was beefing heavy, y'all. Hold on. While I look for the...
He said we outside Miami. What was that? What's he? What's he?
Outside Miami, what's up?
Can y'all believe that? They was swearing 4 days that YOGOTTI wasn't doing none of that type stuff. I said, y'all crazy as hell. Guess he was. Oh, yes, he was. Hello. Yes, he was. Okay, I hate to switch over. Hold on. I hate mixing and matching. But let me see if I can get. I think that other one is under fear about the facts, where he was putting his hand over his, saying shh. It had got out to him that somebody was in there snitching. And I don't know, but I don't think he was close to cornbread. But isn't it interesting that he was paying for cornbread? Attorney? So I guess they just decided to pay for all of it. Huh. Interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it. Why was he paying for Straight Drop, Cornbread's attorney. Cornbread said he really didn't know him like that. Ain't that what he said? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't even... Am I stuck, y'all? Y'all, it's funny to me because I don't know what made these folks think Yo Gotti wasn't popping off. You know. Interacting, engaging. And then I messed around and heard him the other day talking about ain't nobody gonna get no response out of him. If they looking for a response, they can hang it up because he just ain't gonna do. I said, boy, hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth, I tell you. Hush your mouth. What is this one? Yo Gotti sends what? A message. Is this another one? Hold on.
What if I told you this dish was actually healthy? Let's be real. Factor's menu is way healthier than the competition. Their chefs actually...
Y'all gotta let my live play for a little bit.
I needed high protein.
My commercial.
Boring. That's exactly
Please.
what Factor delivers. The veg...
Good morning. This is Aunteafee about them facts. It looks like Straight Drop is added early.
Oh yeah,
morning.
is this when he told him to get
Follow
out?
my backup. I need 20K followers. I'll go live. All of this, man, is a publicity stunt.
I think if this is the one,
These games.
I think Yo Gotti sent him a message telling him, yep. Y'all ready for this one? I need a picture of Yo Gotti up here. I need a picture. I need a picture of Yo Gotti up here. Y'all ain't gonna believe this one. Y'all ain't gonna believe. So this is when Straight Drop was on the run. Follow my backup. I need 20K followers. I'll go live, right? And oh my God. Right here. Here go Yo Gotti again. Huh? Yo Gotti. You see the rat? January 11, 2022, 7:30 something a.m. Y'all see this? Yo Gotti told my nigga, Cook, stay off the media. He got a rat right there. What is CM10? So he had this message here. Yeah, told him who you tell to stay off the media. So you communicated with Straight Drop? Oh. Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti. You mean to tell me you let Aunteafee catch you again? Talking to Straight Drop? See, this is why Art Horn couldn't fool with Straight Drop. He couldn't follow instructions. See, so Art Horn said, no. Every time I try to tell him, little dude won't listen. I'm the truth, Samantha. What is I am the truth. Say what you want to say. As when R. Horn said, man, he shit. He gonna have CMG put in. He will not listen. The next thing you know, R. Horn said, I never said I was his attorney. Yes, you did. He pulled a Trump. R. Horn pulled a Trump. Lied right in our face. He was talking to the news media, the news people, and he had told them that hey Janet, hey, he told the news people that he had spoken with Straight Drop and he was not going to run. He was going to turn himself in because he was innocent. He is going to turn himself in that Monday. And he didn't. And they was telling him to shh. Because I got that one too. I just got to find it. Where he, he was standing there and had his finger over his mouth like, shh. Do whatever you need to do. Just don't snitch. I mean, he had a few of them. But this one right here is told him to stay off the media. And then he put a rat. Y'all, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way he could say he don't know who Straight Drop is. Ain't no way he can say he didn't make any type of communication with Straight Drop. Ain't no way. And if Straight Drop is telling, let's be clear, y'all. Y'all get my lights up. Y'all playing in my face. Y'all playing in my face. Double tap your screen on your phone. Just like that. Double tap your screen. Hit the 3 buttons at the top. Get the likes up. Now, y'all do know that Straight Drop is still trying to get some of them years, Lord. He trying to still make some deals. And there was a meeting. I was told LA, kind of like that New Jack City, living just enough for the city I'm living, just enough. Yeah, and then some say Miami. They had a meeting. Could have been more than one. I don't know. Straight Drop went. We quit. And they went over some little preliminaries. Okay? So, Straight Drop knows this. And I'm showing y'all that Diddy, I'm not Diddy, Lord, what he done. Gotti was communicating with Straight Drop. So somebody gonna say, Aunteafee, how you know he was communicating? Because he told him to stay off the media. Somebody's ratting. Now we hear, hey, Mrs. Tom. Now we hear from, oh man, I may need to listen. We may need to listen to some of Tamara's interview. I didn't know she had an interview with Mr. Ian. until I heard Sicario. I don't even know what all he asked, but I did hear. Yeah, hit the like button, y'all, because, baby, can't nobody give y'all this unless they been over here. Straight Drop knows not only Big Jug, he knew YOGOTTI. And they was communicating. I tried to tell y'all there's no way that he could have gotten signed with CMG. That's the deal that they were working out. Had he not met with Gotti. Had Gotti not listened to his music. Right? I mean, so I don't know how anybody can think that if I got it, that them folk ain't got it. Now, I know I'm quick sometimes, but hell, I ain't that quick. If I caught it, somebody else caught it. And again, all they have to do is contact Twitter, have them go to January 11th, or whatever date that is behind that, 2022 at 7:30 something a.m. That's all they got to do.
So YOGOTTI posted this at 7:30 something, 7:37 this morning. 1/1/11. He sent Straight Drop a message. Okay. And then he does this.
Then he went private.
And then this pops up. What's happening? Boy,
What's
just turn
going on?
yourself in before you get yourself killed.
Oh, at that time, I still had some compassion, didn't I? I said, before you get yourself killed. Boy. So let me get over here before I get stuck. I don't even know where I had it. Hold on. Hold on. Quit so look worried. Don't he look worried, y'all? Hold on. Let me get over. Hold on. Let me double check something. Y'all need to hit the like button. Y'all want me to go in, but y'all don't want to hit the like button. That's so trife. That's so trife. What did I do? Let me see if any of these. Hold on. Let's see what else is in the archive. We saw that other one. We saw the one I'll get him out of jail. What is this one? Straight Drop, Instagram post gave feds its location. Oh, hold on. Let's go here. Y'all, we in the archives. And let's go. I mean, we here before I get over there to Trump and them. But I need for y'all to hit the like button. Support the platform. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. for the ones who be trying to act like they don't know what I'm talking about. Hold on. I know you do, but you're not. So when I be suggesting that y'all hit the 3 dots, hold on. Y'all have 3 dots up here. Y'all see them 3 dots? Right there on y'all tablet or y'all laptop. Those are the 3 buttons you need to hit. If you can't hit if you can't double tap your screen, you need to hit those 3 buttons, and then you should be able to see the thumbs up. I need for y'all to hit that. Cause right now I don't have 30 likes. And right now I don't have nobody supporting me, helping me reach my goals. And that's not a good look. That means we got a problem. I got more votes on the poll than I do on the content. That's a problem. Especially because y'all got me going to my archives, baby. That's gold. That's almost like liquid gold. Let's see. Let's hear this. Let's hear this. No, that ain't it. Hold on. Let's see what this is. I have no idea what this is.
It's a new mugshot, straight drop. Captured yesterday.
Smith. He's the second alleged shooter. Everybody's saying he's guilty. But I want to know what this is involving in the Young Dolph murder. You can charge him with first degree.
This was 3 years ago.
But how is he connected? Did he know Dolph? What was his owner? Was he the getaway car driver? Or did he hop out himself and hit up Young Dolph? I want to know those things. But the police did release a statement and give up information about Cornelius Smith's role in Young Dolph murder. They are saying they tied Cornelius Smith to Young Dolph murder because he actually carjacked for that white Mercedes-Benz. The white Mercedes-Benz was stolen on November 10th. It was found November 20th.
Now y'all remember yesterday I showed y'all that cop out of South Haven over there where Quit living, that was a part of the True Mafia car theft ring. He was the police on the lookout, and he also had to steal a car. So they had to know he was all the way in. He was a part of the Infinity high car theft ring. Remember that?
Young Dolph was killed November 17th. So that's how they tied Cornelius Smith to the Young Dolph murder. So this whole time we've been sitting on the internet, we've been throwing out suspects. The police was doing the dirty work. They was keeping quiet, they was investigating, and they was getting to the bottom of the Young Dolph murder. Basically saying these 2 guys carjacked that white Mercedes.
Hey, I see. I'm just not seeing y'all.
They used that same vehicle on the murder
Hey,
of
Cynthia.
Young
Hey, Smitty.
Dolph on November 17th, and then abandoned that car at the same house Straight Drop used to
I don't know what you mean, the string.
on November 20th. So that's how it's together. So these are the two suspects.
But how is Straight Drop and Cornelius connected? Are they
now
from
we-
the same clique?
Now we know.
Are they related? How do they know each other?
I'm so sure about that. Because I can actually see Cornelius Smith squirreling. I can see him snitching. I can see him going to the police and say, look, I know I carjacked that white Mercedes Benz.
No, he didn't. So that means, let's
I
stop.
was not.
Oh, that Mercedes Benz. That means that it was straight. Well, I can't say he didn't carjack it, but we know that he met some carjackers, the Trayon Ingram and one of Dolph cut some other cats. One of them was related to Dolph, but he said he didn't know what was going on. That's how he got that Benz. Did you double tap? Are you on a phone, or Miss Tom? Are you on a phone? Or are you on a laptop? Or what are you on? You on a tablet? If you on a laptop or a tablet, you gonna have a thumbs up. If you on your phone, you can either double tap the screen or you can go to those three dots. Now, if you go to those three dots and it do not show that you have hit the like button, because it's gonna have a thumbs up, then that means hit the thumbs up. I'm asking others. Oh, okay. I thought you was asking me. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's telling y'all need to hit the like button, so I won't abruptly end the live. In other words, that's what she's trying to tell y'all on the cool. Support the platform. Get the tea. It's hot, and we know it's good, and we know why some people are saying some other stuff that I got an archive that is delicious. It's mouth watering. The tea is hot, and not only is it hot, it's good, and it's factual. It's the truth. What Mo 3 say? I am the truth. Woo! Yes, indeed, Auntie. It's always hot over. Hey, baby. And we finna have another trial. So, you know, Aunteafee got to get ready. Listen, I'm sure we gonna learn some things that we did not know. We gonna probably hear a few more names that we haven't heard before. And can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Whew. Lord. It ain't one thing, it's another. It's not buffing now, right? What was I saying? Oh, I was about to play. Diddy Judge. Oh, I was playing that old one. Hold on.
How do they know each other?
Can y'all hear that?
So sure about that. Because
Can y'all hear that?
actually see Cornelius Smith squirreling. I can see him snitching. I can see him going to the police and say, look, I know I carjacked that white Mercedes Benz alone.
We know that that's not the truth. Nah, they were carjacking, but the Benz that they used on Dolph, they picked that up from them other guys at that Kroger. They carjacked that lady at Kroger's, but it wasn't Cornelius. It was some other people. The Trayon Ingram and them other cats that they met, and they swapped out cars. Right? So, you know, this was 3 years ago. But it's interesting now to know that there's a good possibility that CMG paid for all their attorneys. But let's keep listening.
Different tent, but I was not involved in the murder of Young Dolph. I can tell you the guys who did it, but it wasn't me. I don't like the way y'all trying to pin this murder on.
And it wound up, he was the one who told on everybody.
Smith is going to be the one that tells. I think he's going to crack this case by.
He was right about that, wasn't he? He was right about that. It was Cornelius Smith who got on the witness stand and cracked it all down. Can you hear her, Cynthia? Miss Tom, you can't? You can't hear me? You can't hear the recording? Can everybody else hear? That came back? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's ironic that it really was Cornelius who told on everybody. He said Quick was trying to tell on him on the cool. And Uckett, he just gave it up.
Murder on me. So I actually think Cornelius Smith is going to be the one that tells. Me, I don't like the way y'all trying to pin this.
He did feel like they was trying to pin it on him. Hi, Denise.
But it wasn't me. I don't like the way y'all trying to pin this murder on me. So I actually think Cornelius Smith is going to be the one that tells. I think he's going to crack this case wide open.
Can y'all believe that? And he did.
Murder on me. So I actually think Cornelius Smith
got up there and ran his whole mouth.
He's being some little different tit, but I was not involved in the murder of Young Dolph. I can tell you the guys who did it, but it wasn't me. I don't like the way y'all trying to pin this murder on me. So I actually think Cornelius Smith is going to be the one that tells. I think he's going to crack this case wide open.
I think I think CEO Bobby done snitched. I think Cornelius snitched. And I also think
originally,
CEO Bobby snitched.
Yeah.
And I
guess I can speed it up.
If JoJo Splat is implemented.
They all talk. Well, who cracked it open?
Cornelius Smith is going to be the one that tells. I think he's going to crack this case wide open. And I by no means think these are the only two suspects. I don't think this was a two-man job. I think there was multiple people involved. I think JoJo Splat was one of them. I think CEO Bobby was one of them.
I used to think that.
This whole thing together. And let's be very clear about this point. Straight Drop said he was going to turn himself in, but he actually didn't. The police actually had to go out and find him. And there's rumors that the feds got his location because he was on Instagram. He was dropping music videos. He was making Instagram posts. And the whole time while he was
they got it, told him not to.
Giving up his location. So he has been arrested. Cornelius Smith has been arrested. And now there's rumors that Straight Drop has hired the same lawyer that they got BLACYOUNGSTA off when he tried to assassinate Young Dolph. The same lawyer that YOGOTTI used. So
nope, he dropped him.
Saying that YOGOTTI paid for Straight Drop lawyer.
Yep.
Did they hit? Was this a paid hit?
Yep.
What is Straight Drop ties to YOGOTTI? Let's be very clear. Straight Drop is a regular Joe, regular guy, a career criminal. How did he get the money to afford this lawyer? Where did that money come from? He doesn't work a 9 to 5, so how did he get the money to supply this lawyer? So the run was they behind it, and then Memphis police has also announced that they are going to give a press conference tomorrow.
That press conference is scheduled today. I'm a little late with my reaction. I had to go to sleep.
Connecting the pieces. People are saying that CMG involved, was they behind it? And then Memphis police have also announced that they are going to give a press conference tomorrow, and they're going to give you all the information they have right now. They're not going to crack the case. They're not going to tell you all the evidence, because they got to leave some for trial. But they're going to give you the rundown, let you know what they have under their sleeves so far. But anyway, guys.
I did speed it up.
Okay, in my opinion, I think that once they get him in that interrogation room, some other names are going to come out. I do believe that. I do not think it was a two-man job. And I still believe that it's tied to a RICO. That's just my opinion. We're here with Memphis Police and U.S. Marshals or whoever has up this press conference, TBI. We're listening today. And I'm curious to know if there is going to be a reward paid out. Did someone else snitch to collect that reward?
I'm sure Quet tried to. That's why what's his name? Cornbread said that Obama was trying to set him up. Put them people on him. Yeah, I am almost sure that Quet was probably trying to collect on it. Hold on, what this one say? Hold on. Yeah, I am trying to get to what is this one say? Big Moochie Graves send a message to YOGOTTI and Dolph we trust. Okay, what's this one? YOGOTTI gets blamed. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I go into these old archives, the TB there, boy, I tell you, hold on. Who was blaming him? I don't remember who was blaming him. He got blamed. Let's see.
Hey.
Hold on, what is...
It's me, Aunteafee.
They gonna point out everything you do wrong, but nothing you do right.
I gotta agree with Yogotti. They gonna point out everything you do wrong, but nothing you do right. It's just a part of the game.
Yeah,
That's the harsh reality.
boy, back in the day,
Don't get no realer than that.
Yo Gotti was posting. Y'all people just don't forgot. They forgot. Or they didn't realize it won. Let's go. Because I mean he stopped, but he used to post.
They gonna point out everything you do wrong, but nothing you do right. It's just a part of the game. That's the harsh reality. It don't get no realer than that.
Oh. He had top security?
Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Get out them streets. Leave that mentality. Leave while you're on top. It's bottom line.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, some of this stuff I ain't looked at in years. I want to be real honest. Some of this stuff I don't even know what I have. Bear with me. I was trying to get back to that old one where he was... Did I make a change? Yeah. Where he had his hand over his mouth. I thought I had it yesterday when we couldn't see. I just don't want me to lose. God. Dismiss. Hold on. Oh, so this was March of 2022. Somebody went in there and shot up his venue.
This, what I'm about to show you.
It was going down, yeah.
Once all the shooting and allegedly loss of life at his Mobile, Alabama concert over the weekend. It's just gonna show you what it looked like afterwards. You know, the chaos. And rumor had it that he wasn't there.
Somebody thought he was.
Have a concert and you ain't there. Did you plan this, man? But let's listen. Because I don't put nothing past you, Gotti. You kind of dirty. You play real dirty.
He played real dirty.
You start messing, hide them fingers. That's what you do. Yeah. I have to look at you sideways. How everybody around you involved, but you ain't. I ain't back. Dolph's spirit is saying, until you do right by me, everything you try to do gonna crumble.
Did I put the Whoopi Goldberg hex on him?
I said it. For him. Not for him. For him. Put that finger down. You ain't number one, nigga. And you know that. Because Dolph was number one. He was king of Memphis. I'm going to say this to you out the goodness of my heart now. It's time for you to have collected enough money, stacked your paper enough for you to get out of that industry. It's time for you to chill and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Cause time ain't on your side.
No, it ain't.
Time
Ain't on your side. No, it ain't. Oh, y'all can't see. Hold on. Oh, Lord, I am funny to myself. Yeah, so somebody went up in there.
Yeah, it was retaliation.
It was retaliation.
But on
Shot up the whole venue. He wasn't even there.
who? Big venue.
All because he done called a hit on Dolph. And folk got wind of it and folks started losing their life. Okay, y'all, so after this one, I'm gone over to, because they not getting the likes up. Not at all.
Now, what was the question? Was it retaliation? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
9 times out of 10 and a half.
9 times out of what?
But on
What I say, y'all, I am touched. 9 times out of 10 and a half. It was retaliation.
yeah. 9 times out of 10 and a half. Now, what was the question? Was it retaliation? Heck yeah. 9 times out of 10 and a half.
It was
But
retaliation.
on who? For what? And where was you at, man? Where was you at when all the shooting happened? Did you shoot? Did your boys shoot? Where was Black Youngster at? Oh, he was in Austin, I think. I saw him. And Lil Migo.
Oh, has anybody seen Lil Migo? I mean, now I'm talking about MIA. Where is Lil Migo? Talking about Texas and Memphis. I heard old boy Alabama hit her last night when we was listening to that. When Smitty had me over there listening to that. Yeah, he mentioned Snooty Wild. Huh? Hello? Where is Lil Migo? Speaking of Snooty Wild, yeah, he was supposed to yeah, where is Lil Migo? Cause we got dirt on him too. And when my boy Grove Hero was slapping the taste out of people's mouth, he said, Lil Migo, Black Youngster, Big Juck, cause I'm gonna tell you something. Lil Migo dirty. He dirty too. He was at that time. He was out in Houston. He was in Houston, and that's when Mob Ties wanted him to. Yeah. Where is he at? Where he at? What is this one? Right. And hold on, since I'm back here in the archive, this one right here is on Barron Street. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I just saw it. Oh yeah, this one here is a good one. Baby, when I tell you this right here was a good one. Oh, baby, the tea is hot. The tea is absolutely hot in the archives. Hold on. Ooh, another E. What street? That was Barron and Wildwood. That was across the street. Hold on. That's when they was talking about. And Lord and okay, well, this ain't about Straight Drop. What is this one? Oh. And see, when I posted this one, people told me I ain't know what I was talking about.
Favorite mascara ever, the L'Oreal.
That ain't Lori Harvey.
And definition with no clumps.
Well, so it looks like Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter,
stepdaughter,
put it out back in December.
So I guess she was right. He was getting paid $50K. It was $100K. Straight Drop was getting 50. Cornelius was getting 50. They both was given 10 to quit. Now, so that means that on December 11th, 2021, she was on point. Now, what we didn't know, how she, Lori Harvey, was so in tune and wrapped up. Well, what would she be knowing about Straight Drop and JoJo Splat and CEO Bobby at CMG now? That ain't even Steve, cause her daddy is a Wood. Her daddy is one of the Wood brothers. Tied to a Petty's. So that's how she was right. It's been reported that Straight Drop was paid $50K to knock off Dolph. And guess what? She was right. 50 for Straight Drop, 50 for Cornelius, and they had to give Quet $10K for a finder's fee. So she was absolutely correct. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Man, so many people. Laura, she was right, y'all. No matter how she knew, she was right. But she is a Wood. Let's be clear.
My bad. It was reported that Straight Drop was.
You know what? She sure is, Clarinetta. She's a Wood.
Y'all see that?
I mean, baby, my archives.
It's been a paper trail.
It's been a paper trail. Let's go. I'm trying to hurry up and get on over to the other stuff. But hold on. Hold on. I was trying to get up to... What is it? That's when he was put on the most wanted list, January 5th. Hold on. Operation Hide and Seek. They was trying to get him, y'all. Oh, they was trying to milk him out. Oh, they was trying to. Hold on. Operation Hide and Seek. And then, oh boy, what's his name? Desmond Rogers was on across the street from Quet.
And this is a fee about them facts. Okay, so let's take a look at this. It says this young man killed that particular evening back. They said November 22nd on Badley Street. So this is the young man that I did a video on last week where we were talking about one of the two shooters was deceased.
That wasn't him.
And I said that I felt like it was the person who was found dead on Bradley.
It wasn't him. But he gave the low of the beans.
Okay, so let's listen to what.
And it was across the street. So this was Quet's neighbor.
To Mr. Rogers.
This is who they was talking about on Alabama Hitter last night.
Remember, if you go back to the video on Bradley and Barron that I posted last week.
So this is around the time they was talking about police kept coming to Quet house.
Whoever got shot on Bradley and Barron right after the Mercedes was dropped off at that house, I felt like he dropped it off too close to where a Straight Drop had did that video. He was linking too many people too close, dropping it off at that house. But let's listen.
It's talking low. Here go that other one.
And the people that carried out the physical aspect of the murder, you know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean, I don't think them people still alive.
You think some of them bodies that we seen or some of them shootings that we later on heard about in Memphis might have had something to do with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bradley
so
Street.
This is a fee about them facts.
This is
and,
where
I was watching.
Oh boy.
Just so you know, the Skull tonight with the young man who maybe a couple of weeks ago took a visit to Memphis.
Oh yeah, no. I don't want to talk about the cookie shop. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Max to the boogie. Max to the boogie. You going live tonight? I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Thank you. Woo. But Bradley Street, there was a murder on that street. I just don't know how folk can still think that Quet is not gonna have to give up YOGOTTI. And I have proved to y'all that back in the day, YOGOTTI wasn't thinking properly. He was still about that life. And he was out there responding to people and responding to Straight Drop on Twitter. What does this one say? Hold on. Oh, that's when he was lying and saying he was going to turn himself in. We don't have to see that. I was trying to get to the one. It may be under fear about them facts. When he was saying, hold on, what is this? Straight Drop speaking again, still on the run for Young Dolph. Diddy snitch. What is this one? YOGOTTI. Oh, that's that 20K one. Hold on. I need for y'all to know a whole bunch of bodies dropped. A whole bunch of bodies dropped. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can get to the old white man. And this is when YOGOTTI's attorney decided I can't do nothing with him. Got it.
Oh, I need it this week.
I know you want me to help him, but I can't do nothing with him. He gonna get everybody busted. Hold on. This is when Art Horn decided to pull a Trump, a Donald Trump. He said one thing. He said one thing one day, and when he didn't do what Art Horn told him to do, turn himself in. YOGOTTI already said he was gonna get you out, and he didn't. Jeremy Pierre said new information. Let me let y'all see it. Shit is funny to me going back in time. Woo, baby. Jeremy Pierre said new information. Straight Drop. Justin Johnson needs a new lawyer. Art Horn just told me Drop got dropped. He briefly represented him by way of YOGOTTI, cause there ain't no way he could. Hell, he was looking for the money that his backup money, and he was saying that his partner had stole his money from him. Yeah, those were some of the messages he was putting. So when he didn't do what Art Horn told him to do, he did an effective immediate. Straight Drop been dropped by Art Horn. He confirmed he is not representing anyone associated with Young Dolph murder case. Well, that's a lie. You finna be representing. You about to soon and very soon. You're going to be representing YOGOTTI. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Let's hear this. He dropped that ass, baby, like a bad habit.
This is Aunteafee. So there we have it. Straight Drop. Been dropped by his attorney, Art Horn. He said, I don't want no parts of this. No sirree, Bob. You dumb dodo. You on your own. Get you a court-appointed attorney, because I don't want to fool
with you.
You shouldn't have killed Dolph. You should have stayed off of the social media, and you should not have dropped that video. So
that hawk thing, that fast hawk, dead hawk, run, whatever he dropped when he was supposed to turn himself in. Instead of him turning himself in, he did that fly hawk, some hawk, run, some crazy. Yeah. He didn't do what Art Horn told him to do, and he dropped straight drop. Okay. Who hired him? Who hired him? It was obvious Straight Drop didn't hire him. Yeah, everybody in CMG was up under Art Horn. Even the sisters, even the Mims sisters, the boosters and the Eric Bovain back in the day, when the ladies when they had a meeting in the ladies' room. They'll be back real soon. Yeah, when the women was running SHIT. Yep. He was representing them. Okay. Now let's move on to a Diddy. My phone did good this time. I had an outage. They had an outage over here, so hopefully they fixed it. Hold on. Yep. I'm sure I'll go back into them archives when I start hearing some more crazy stuff that people are saying. Them lies. And y'all know I can't deal with them lies. I can't deal with that. It'll make me pop out and pop their asses with the truth real quick. Don't come in here lying and changing narratives and stuff, especially on something I got the facts on. That is not going to work for me. Okay. Now, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all one more time. Get the likes up. It's going to be my last time. Miss Tom, I'm sorry. But them likes was crazy. And I done went back into my archives. You know, I'm in 2022. You know. I'm in the year 2022. What is this? I mean, these clowns. I sure wanted to find that man. He was coming up too. Is this one straight Art Horn started lying? I think he lied, moved different location, unable to be in court today. Well,
Aunteafee about the facts.
Hold on. Oh yeah.
They say they have a new exclusive information regarding the murder investigation of Young Dolph. So let's check it out. Let's listen together.
Why was Art Horn on here?
Where he was, but not before searching for him in Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Indianapolis, and Hampton, Virginia. Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis told reporters the investigation continues. Someone asked the suspect.
I'm trying to see why Art Horn was on here.
In and outside of Memphis.
So they got some more crimes outside of Memphis.
I don't know why Art Horn was on there. Okay, hold on. Trump team caught in nude. Okay, y'all, let's move on. Victims rush to court. Trump gets stunned as victims. Trump really gets bad news. Hold on. 10 minutes. Hold on.
A tight-knit college and a city of opportunity.
Been properly evaluated. I'm going to do it all here about birthright citizenship. Let
me slow it back down.
Midas Dutch Network and Legal AF. What's the breaking news? We got a fourth judge, this case Judge Boardman in Maryland. She was one of the original judges in a case called CASA Inc., K-A-S-A, who entered her initial, what was then a nationwide injunction to stop the Trump administration from declaring babies born and future babies born on U.S. soil not U.S. citizens. That went up to the United States Supreme Court. 3 other judges, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Washington, in this case in Maryland, all joined with Judge Boardman on their own, starting with Judge Coffenor up in Washington, and found that, in particular, the Trump administration and no president has the right to change by executive order a constitutional provision, the 14th Amendment, about birthright citizenship, or any constitutional provision.
Awesome.
You got to do that through amendment. So they all ruled. The problem is most of them, 3 out of 4, including Judge Boardman, issued a nationwide injunction. Went to the United States Supreme Court. The United States Supreme Court said, don't use nationwide injunctions. But now we have what the Supreme Court told all the parties to do. Run back to these courts, use class action as your vehicle, use a class action filing, combine that with an injunction, and you got what you wanted. So now we've got our 4th case where we have a nationwide class action and an injunction to stop the Trump administration. Now,
they need to impeach him.
This is the unreported part that hasn't been properly focused on here that we're going to do together on Midas Touch. There's already been a series of rulings that required the Trump administration to appeal. Judge LaPlante up in New Hampshire gave the party 7 days. 7 days from the order, which would have been, that's already passed. Gave the Trump administration 7 days based on a representation by the Solicitor General to go run into court at the Supreme Court level to get an emergency application. They didn't do it. That time passed. That injunction from Judge LaPlante up in New Hampshire, which also, just like Judge Boardman, defined the class as born and unborn, has stopped birthright citizenship from being denied because that order hasn't been appealed. Fast forward now to Judge Boardman. She's got her case, the original case. She just did the same thing, almost identical to Judge LaPlante. Certified a class of born and unborn and entered an injunction against the executive order of Donald Trump being applied against this defined group. What is the born and unborn? It's the born and unborn whose parents don't have, one or both, don't have U.S. Legitimate green card, U.S. citizenship.
He was blocked. Hold on. This
Another day, another lie at the hands of the Trump team when it comes to Epstein. Now, to set the stage here, you might remember that a couple of days ago, it was reported that Vance, Bondi, Patel, and Susie Wiles, among others, would be meeting at J.D. Vance's residence to discuss strategy on the Epstein scandal, which is to say, how they're going to continue on with their cover-up. When Trump and Vance were confronted on that reality, here's what they said. And bear with me here because I promise there is a payoff that's worth it.
President, is Vice President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
The Epstein situation.
I don't know. I could ask you that question.
He do know.
I don't.
Hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw a report today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
The whole thing is a hoax.
It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit.
That's right. They don't need to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. They don't need to do a meeting at Vance's house. That's fake news. They just did the meeting right there in the White House.
It's Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, your DSCC chair, and I need your help immediately.
That's right, after a full-throated condemnation of even humoring the idea that the White House would be meeting with the DOJ to discuss strategy on Epstein, they literally met to discuss it that very night. According to reporting, quote, a much-anticipated meeting between Attorney General Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel, Vice President J.D. Vance, and others was moved from Vance's residence to the White House Wednesday after the intense media coverage, a source familiar with the logistics told CNN. They discussed a number of topics, including the Jeffrey Epstein case and the potential next steps, the source said. The meeting was originally planned to take place at Vance's D.C. home and was also supposed to include White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. The administration's handling of the Epstein case, as well as the need to craft a unified response, was expected to be a main focus of the dinner. So I guess when Trump denied that there would even be a meeting to discuss quote-unquote bullshit, what he meant was that just a few hours from that very moment, the highest-ranking officials in the United States government would indeed be meeting to discuss that very bullshit. I can see where the confusion would come in. What's most egregious here is that I'm old enough to remember when Republicans lost their collective minds when former President Bill Clinton met with Attorney General Loretta Lynch for a few minutes on the tarmac. He wasn't even president at the time, and yet Republicans were so committed to the bit of caring about the separation of the White House and the DOJ that they talked about it on an endless loop.
I don't know about that. What do you think he was doing with the Attorney General? Remember he said, oh, I just happened to see. I was here to play golf. It was 120 degrees out. I don't know.
Attorney General Loretta Lynch met with President Clinton at the Phoenix airport on Monday. Because of the ongoing federal investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, that meeting has now become a major problem.
Judicial Watch has just released FBI documents on that clandestine meeting between Bill Clinton
Y'all get the lights up
on the Phoenix tarmac at the airport there. 29 pages of emails previously withheld by the Justice Department. They detail a frenzied, wild hunt within the FBI, looking for a source who talked to a reporter about the controversial 2016 meeting. That is, they were looking for the leaker. The messages show almost no concern over the actual meeting itself, its propriety, and what was discussed. Astonishing.
Listen, I don't believe it was a coincidence at all, just to be crystal clear, but Loretta Lynch is bright. This is not an ignorant person. She's very bright. I worked with her at one point when I was a federal agent. She knows what she's doing. For her to do this and then to claim somehow that this was just an innocent conversation, not understand the ramifications of it. I mean, do you think she gets that people are going to ask questions about this? They were investigating Bill Clinton's wife, Hillary Clinton, while she's meeting on the tarmac, and it's a 20-minute meeting.
Although I guess we shouldn't be surprised when Dan Bongino pretends to be furious about something, only to suddenly ignore it when it's inconvenient for him. Dan Bongino's entire MO is getting rich, pretending that he gives a shit about stuff, only until the moment he can be in a position where he can actually fight back against it, and suddenly he goes completely quiet. Snake oil salesman of the highest order. I spoke with former federal prosecutor Glenn Kirshner about this egregious hypocrisy. Here's what he had to say.
The reason this is so bad is because we want the American people to have confidence in the Department of Justice when it exercises its prosecutorial discretion. What do I mean? We want DOJ awesome powers to criminally investigate and prosecute people and organizations, businesses, companies, nonprofits. We want them to make prosecutorial decisions based exclusively on the facts and the law, not on politics. And that is why, for as long as the Department of Justice has been around, there has been a traditional separation between the White House, the president and his, closest advisors, and the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, and all of the people making the prosecutorial decisions. Because what you don't want to have happen is for the American people to come to believe that the people prosecuted by the Department of Justice are being prosecuted for political reasons because they are the president's enemies. The people who commit crimes who go unprosecuted are getting that break, that protection, because they're the president's friends and donors. So figuratively, there's been a wall that's erected between the Oval Office, the president and his closest advisors, and the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. And there are all kinds of rules, procedures, and prohibitions in place, in writing, that say, you know, DOJ employees and officials are not permitted to meet with folks from the Oval Office, from the White House, only under very circumscribed situations can the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, meet with somebody from the White House. Usually it's to talk about policy priorities, not to talk about who should or should not be prosecuted. But they have so blown through all of those safeguards. That wall that is erected to give people confidence in the independence.
I don't have no
of the work of the
confidence
Department of Justice. They've
in
blown
them.
through
None.
it, blown up that wall entirely.
This
And
is
now,
this
Brian,
is by far
gosh,
the
as you
dirtiest.
just related, they're having strategy sessions, the Oval Office and the DOJ leadership, about how to best cover
Sit
up
in the FBI
for Donald
after
Trump,
Congress.
so the
Senate.
Trump Epstein Maxwell scandal goes away or doesn't do him any harm. I mean, it doesn't get any more wrong for DOJ leadership.
Your talents never cease to amaze me.
On Hallmark Plus, there's always a plus.
To be participating in that kind of activity, you know, it is more wrong than anything I saw in my entire career with the Department of Justice.
But frankly, the fact that this meeting took place despite the historic separation between the White House and the DOJ isn't even the worst part. The worst part is that clearly this meeting between people who are supposed to be defending the law, including the nation's top law enforcement official, is to decide how to perpetuate their cover-up of a crime. If they truly wanted transparency, there's an easy solution. Release the Epstein files. That's it. That is the whole ballgame. Just release the files that Pam Bondi herself admitted were on her desk. But she won't, and Trump won't. So instead, they have strategy sessions to decide how to handle this issue, because their top priority isn't accountability for the criminals involved in this pedophile ring. It's not transparency on behalf of the victims of this pedophile ring. It is protecting one man, Donald Trump. That's it. Trump ran on a platform of exposing wrongdoing, and instead, he is entrenching the very system that enabled that wrongdoing in the first place. The reality is that we already know Donald Trump was involved. We know that Pam Bondi told Trump months ago that he was in the Epstein files. We know that they directed the FBI to redact any mention of Trump's name. We know that he's likely gotten Ghislaine Maxwell to cooperate with him, which was the whole purpose of that meeting with Todd Blanche, which resulted in her getting a cushy new minimum security prison stay in Texas, as opposed to the decidedly less comfortable high security prison that she was staying at in Florida. The fix is in, and it could not be more obvious, and now these people are figuring out how to keep the cover-up going. Trump's voters thought that they were getting accountability. Instead, they voted to protect the very people they thought they were going to expose. And the person at the top of that list is Donald Trump himself.
Absolutely. What I got next? Hold on. Hold my mule. We going for a ride. Hey, Vicky. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoo. Thank you. Let's see what's next. Let me see if I can go here. I done been in the archives. Baby. Y'all, I've been in the archives all day today, ain't Oh my God. I done got time stamps from YOGOTTI, date stamps, time stamps. He put a name on it. He put a name on it. Got to be more careful. Oh. Hold on. Is this one? Let's see. He put a name on it. Let's see what this one say. It's all over now. Over now. Let's say it's over. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I'm yawning. Yeah, Miss Tom said I needed to start getting my beauty sleep. My rest. Oh, I can't be doing all of that. What is that laugh? I don't know. I'm tickled. And listen, I don't tapped into my right magnesium, my potassium. Heck, I can smile and laugh now. By this time last week, I was saying, oh, I'm tired. Oh, yeah, I'm so drained. I ain't said it all day, have I? Hold on. Let's see what this is. Oh, yeah, so this is, when I was in my archives, I didn't realize, before I forget, I didn't realize that I have a video of a girl, and she was sentenced. I didn't even realize I had it. Let's see, hold on, let me play this one. 3 years ago. Then none of y'all, none of my tea sippers paid no mind to this, baby. You hear me? Y'all was like, who? Sex trafficking. Who is Jeff Epstein? Y'all didn't Madam Ghislaine Maxwell. What? I mean, 55 people viewed it, but hey.
So it appears that Ghislaine Maxwell has been convicted of sex trafficking. She was found guilty. She did not get away with being a madam. Let's listen to it. Once they start talking, they are live. We're trying to check it out. Hear what they got to say.
I ain't know who this woman was.
In her trial, she was found guilty. They're saying that she was found guilty of 5 of the 6 counts.
Yeah, can y'all believe I had this in my archives?
Here it's saying she's facing up to 65 years in prison. Jeffrey Epstein got away with it by taking his own life. She's 60 and faces up to 65 years in prison.
And she got moved to
Ghislaine Maxwell,
a prison that don't even got.
Egged on by professional conspiracy mongers like Tucker Carlson, far-right internet stars keep claiming that the Maxwell trial isn't being covered by the media. They post these lies from the warmth of their web feeds, while actual members of the media stand out in the cold to wait.
This is her. She was the madam for Jeffrey Epstein. She's found guilty.
Jake, the jury has found Ghislaine Maxwell guilty on 5 of the 6 counts that she faced, including the count of sex trafficking of a minor. Now, one of the counts that the sole is not found guilty of, count 2, involved a woman who testified as Jane. This count 2, was enticement of an individual under the age of 17, Jane, to travel with the intent to engage in illegal sexual activity. And yet, multiple times, they requested Jane's testimony. They requested transcripts from 2 of Epstein's former pilots. So it's clear just from the that they had been questioning this and, possibly having discussions at length about this particular count. But there you have it, Jake. Found guilty on 5.
Thank you, Sonia. Let's go back to there were 6 counts, and apparently they found guilty of 5 of them. The one that she was not found guilty of related to one having to do with Jane, and that had to do with enticing a minor to travel and transport. Maxwell and accusing Jeffrey Epstein of these heinous, horrible crimes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. You know, whenever you have a tragedy, you have these narratives. Was that she was an enabler, that she was a facilitator, that Mr. Epstein was engaged in this misconduct, and that she would otherwise condition and groom and lure these women so that he could ultimately, or excuse me, now women, then girls, so that he could ultimately engage in misconduct that he did. And with respect to reviewing those narratives, just to be clear, to the extent that they were a couple of decades ago, meaning when this occurred, the jury had to really for people who had relevant evidence and information, and this is a case about mistaken memories.
So she was a house madam.
Are predicated upon all this because you're getting money for it. Apparently, the jury rejected that resounding.
Okay, let me get to where I was going. Yep, I had it. Didn't even realize it. House madam is what I called her. Let's see what they're saying.
With the Trump White House getting
made a secret
skewered
deal
on
to
the
betray
Epstein
Trump,
scandal.
and he is
Today, a new filing from Trump's beleaguered DOJ that is already giving rise to suspicion and criticism. Plus, new legal action from a leading watchdog group, and yet again with the Trump White House getting skewered on the Epstein scandal. Today, a new filing from Trump's beleaguered DOJ that is already giving rise to suspicion and criticism. Plus, new legal action from a leading watchdog group, and yet another warning from a Trump ally about the political peril of the current scandal. As New Republic reports today, on Epstein, even MAGA world can smell that Trump is hiding something. In a new filing this afternoon, the Department of Justice pushing forward on request to unseal grand jury material. But legal observers say it looks like this afternoon, the Department of Justice pushing forward on request to unseal. As New Republic reports today, on Epstein, even MAGA world can smell that Trump is hiding something. In a new filing this afternoon, the Department of Justice pushing forward on request to unseal grand jury material. But legal observers say it looks like theater and a barely concealed attempt to appear interested in transparency while pursuing information most experts believe won't contain any new revelations. New details today on Trump's desperate attempt to quell political blowback. The White House reportedly, quote, asking podcaster Joe Rogan to help ease the uproar over the Epstein files.
now he
Rogan
begging
has been
people.
a vocal critic of the administration's handling of the Epstein files. The other problem for Trump concerns Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Trump has
Now he asking Joe to ease up on him. You lying.
Testimony from her.
You lying.
Former Press Secretary Sean Spicer warns all of this could backfire spectacularly.
Not sure if you saw the news, but Fox News is claiming President Trump is declining in the polls. President Trump responded and says Fox News polls can't be trusted.
What do you think the reaction would be if Donald Trump pardoned Maxwell?
I actually think about this differently. I would say he would be under the impression that he was going to be able to say that they got something from her, further information. I think if anyone who sells him on this is lying to him. My point, and that's why you're at, what is his reaction going to be? I think this is very akin to Comey, right? When he fired Comey, he was told, oh, if you fire Comey, everyone's going to cheer you on. And he missed I think people misled him on how that was going to go down. I think this is similar. There will be outrage like never before if she gets
this is the last time I'm asking to hit the like button.
Also, the government transparency group Democracy Forward filing a new lawsuit to force the administration to release the Epstein files. The head of the group saying, quote,
I cannot believe he asking Joe
got something from her
to stop reporting.
A critic of the administration's handling of the Epstein files to appear interested in transparency while pursuing information most experts believe won't contain any new revelations. New details today on Trump's desperate attempt to quell political blowback. The White House reportedly, quote, asking podcaster Joe Rogan to help ease the uproar over the Epstein files. Look, Rogan has been a vocal critic of the administration's handling of the Epstein files. The other problem for Trump concerns Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Trump has dangled a pardon for her, which critics say looks like a blatant attempt to elicit friendly testimony from her. Today, Trump's former press secretary, Sean Spicer,
I can't believe it.
warns all of this could backfire spectacularly.
What do you think the reaction would be if Donald Trump pardoned Maxwell?
I actually think about this differently. I would say he would be under the impression that he was going to be able to say that they got something from her, further information. I think if anyone who sells him on this is lying to him. My point, and that's why you're like, what is his reaction going to be? I think this is very akin to Comey, right? When he fired Comey, he was told, "Oh, if you fire Comey, everyone's going to cheer you on." And he missed I think people misled him on how that was going to go down.
Yeah.
I think this is similar. There will be outrage like never before if she gets a deal.
Facts.
Also, the government transparency group Democracy Forward filing a new lawsuit to force the administration to release the Epstein files. The head of the group saying, quote, "President Trump has repeatedly said he would release the Epstein files. His spokesperson claims his administration is the most transparent in history, and yet they continue to hide from the American people. The only thing transparent about the Trump-Vance administration is how clearly they continue to disregard our nation's laws." Joining me now to discuss is Ambassador Norm Eisen, Executive Chair of the Democracy Defenders Fund, co-founder of the Contrarian, and former Obama ethics czar. His group is suing the administration for Epstein information. Also with us is Tara Setmeyer, co-founder and CEO of the Seneca Project, author of Uncompromised on Substack, and former GOP communications director. So, Norm, I'll start with you. What are you hoping to get out of suing the DOJ and this administration for the Epstein files? Are you hoping to sort of highlight how non-transparent they are, highlight how they're obstructing justice, highlight how they are probably hiding something or somebody? Or do you actually think that they will release the information in any shape, way, or form that we can actually understand or see as the public?
Jason, we filed the very first of what are now 11 FOIA requests against the administration. And there have been a series of steps since with Jason, we filed the very first of what are now 11 FOIA requests against the administration. And there have been a series of steps since with some proceeding in court. So far, what we've seen are litigation over demands for faster treatment. First out of the box, we expect that we will file the very first action demanding the file themselves. And why is that so important? Donald Trump appears in these files. They haven't produced the Trump-Epstein information, and instead, they've taken a convicted felon, serious sex offenses involving minors, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, he's a convicted felon, so
personal, former criminal counsel, Todd Blanche, and then she's moved to a minimum security facility. It stinks of a cover-up, Jason. And so what we're trying to get at is what happened, including Trump-Epstein files, including Ghislaine Maxwell, and who was involved in the administration. The American people deserve to know. And frankly, victims are outraged about this movement of Maxwell. They need to know as well.
I don't blame him. I will be outraged as well.
I want to go to the comms part about this first. So we have reports now that the White House is trying to beg Joe Rogan to go out and play defense for them on this particular issue. And I tend to be skeptical of that. I mean, first and foremost, I think it's ridiculous that the White House, with all of their apparatus and equipment, are going to a podcaster. But second, I don't think it's very likely that you're going to be able to convince any members of the MAGAsphere or the Manosphere or anybody else who cares about this to change their mind. I mean, do you think that's likely? Do you think that the administration could put pressure on people who have staked their reputations on the importance of these files to somehow flip the script in order to make Trump and Vance happy?
Well, I think you've lost the plot when you have to go to Joe Rogan's podcast to explain the White House's position on the Epstein files and why they've given preferential treatment to a convicted child sex predator. They're in a bad way. And frankly, they violated every rule of crisis communications.
If ever anybody questioned why is it a problem that the president that holds the highest position in the United States should not be a convicted felon, especially 33 to 34 times over, let this be the reason. He is a repeat offender, a habitual compulsive liar. He's deceitful, everything. Evil. I mean, come on. One half of me wants to keep saying, what do we expect? He's a convicted felon 34 times over. He's a thief. He has milked the system, bankruptcy. He represents himself as a good businessman. He beats everybody that he goes into business or make deals. And out of this, he is the worst car salesman ever. And I don't know what anybody thought that they was going to get. Even the people who pockets he was lining. Shit.
From day one about how to handle this situation.
I don't know what they thought.
They're in a bad way. And frankly, they violated every rule of crisis communications from day one about how to handle this situation. They've mishandled it for weeks, which is why we're still here. Right. The simple solution here is to release the damn files. If you have nothing to hide, you release the files.
It's worse than what we thought, y'all. Let's be real.
Saw what was in the files.
It's worse than what we
very
thought.
Early on in the administration, they campaigned. Many of them campaigned on it. Many in the right-wing podcaster, grifter world made their millions and fortunes on pushing conspiracy theories around this and other things. Some of them got cushy positions in the administration, like the FBI director and deputy FBI director. So this is a huge problem for them in a number of areas.
You got a cabinet full
and they can't expect
of
to
child. It's very low. Hold on.
Focus on this for years.
He has a whole cabinet full
That's the problem.
of child PDF files. LERS. He done gave Lawrence Taylor a job, and heck, he didn't even know. He didn't even know it. And it was probably fake, just to make it seem like he had a friend. I've been knowing him for a very long time. He's really a good friend. Yeah. Yeah, you thought Diddy was your friend too. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. Lord. Aunteafee, you know you in bad shape, baby. I guess I am. This ain't sitting up. Ain't nothing, huh? Well, let's just listen while I try to get this.
Rogan, I mean, to his credit, was skeptical of this and why they've mishandled this and said, like, this isn't making sense. What's the problem here?
Can y'all still hear her?
Donald Trump's former personal attorney, now DOJ official, who interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell and gave her some, sweetheart.
You done missed the
Fed is going
hold
to
on.
convince the Joe Rogans of the world that now all of a sudden everything's kosher. This is a failed strategy because they're full of crap. They're BSing people, and the MAGAs are understanding.
They saying that Ghislaine Maxwell
and the survivors who are coming
makes a secret deal.
Stories, which is another PR nightmare for the White House because now they have agency
with
horrific stories of what they went through. What is the possible justification?
They said she done made a secret deal, and then I got her out, and I done went all in the archives with Gotti. Woo, baby. I done went all up in there. I done found more than I had earlier today. You missed it, Mr. Excuser. Oh, yeah. I found the one when he told him to shut up. and get off of. I told him to. He didn't say shut up, but he said to stop, get off of social media. He ratting. Oh yeah, I found some more good stuff in the archive for all the people who thought that YOGOTTI was too boss to be on YouTube. I mean, on social media, posting. Yeah. Also, when Art Horn. yeah. You can hear. Okay, let me finish this, and then we're gonna talk. Before I go, I need 50 likes. We gonna talk about how Diddylawyers are backpedaling. Now they realize that they have pissed off the judge even further with that Madison Square Garden bullcrap. So let's go. Let's listen.
Who interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell and gave her some, sweetheart immunity and moved her to a cushy club fed, is going to convince the Joe Rogans of the world that now.
Oh yeah, I need to show y'all this too. Hold on. I need to show y'all something that is just devastating.
Problem here. I don't think sending Donald Trump's former personal attorney, now DOJ official, who interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell and gave her some, sweetheart immunity and moved her to a cushy club fed, is going to convince the Joe Rogans of the world that now all of a sudden everything's kosher. This is a failed strategy because they're full of crap. They're BSing people, and the MAGAs are understanding that. And you have now the victims and the survivors who are coming out speaking more about their stories, which is another PR nightmare for the White House, because now they have agency and they're telling their horrific stories of what they went through.
What is the possible justification for saying we're going to try to make Hillary Clinton testify in this case, but we don't want to hear from the actual victims of Jeffrey Epstein who are ready and willing to come forward?
Nor from the prosecutor who put together the sweetheart deal. No, I mean...
Hold on, y'all. I came across an old picture, y'all. Y'all gonna laugh. Aunteafee, I said, Lord, look at the donkey butt on her. It was 11 years ago. I had no earthly idea I had junk in my trunk. I kind of wish I still had a little of this, but I can't. I'm scared to even show the picture. Pressure Lee, put your hands over your eyes. I said 11 years ago, I had junk in my trunk. They ought to be ashamed of themselves bringing up them old pictures. Huh? They ought to be ashamed of themselves, y'all. Aunteafee had junk in her. I can't believe girl, where that said now? Where that junk at now? Huh? I became a pescatarian and my junk in my trunk left. Can y'all believe that? But listen, I said, oh, y'all, but listen, I got to show y'all something. Y'all not going to believe this, man. This stuff is crazy. This is crazy. Hold on. I don't want to forget, so that's why y'all look at this. Y'all, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Oh Lord, I may be let me see if y'all can still hear me. Oh yeah, y'all can hear. Okay. Let me see if y'all can. Oh yeah, y'all can. Okay, y'all look. Let me get this up, cause as soon as I... Oh. Yeah. Let me start over. Y'all remember it? They was working for Disney. Can y'all believe that? Remember I told you she was like an ambassador or something. They were in cahoots with Disney, and they would let the kids come to Disney. I mean, over one of the excursions from Disney to come over to Epstein Island to snorkel. Can y'all believe that? I didn't want to forget that. Let me go. I didn't want to forget. I didn't want to forget. I mean, they went out of their way to cater to attract kids. You just stop eating sugar?
Go back and look at this timeline of events, of how this just, since July, and the survivors who are coming out, speaking more, is going to convince the Joe Rogans of the world that now all of a sudden everything's kosher. This is a failed strategy because they're full of crap. They're BSing people, and the MAGAs are understanding that. And you have now the victims and the survivors who are coming out speaking more about their stories, which is another PR nightmare for the White House, because now they have agency and they're telling their horrific stories of what they went through.
What is the possible justification for saying we're going to try to make Hillary Clinton testify in this case, but we don't want to hear from the actual victims of Jeffrey Epstein who are ready and willing to come forward?
Nor from the prosecutor who put together the sweetheart deal. No, I mean, and we can look at, can we just go back and look at this timeline of events, of how this just, since July 6th, when Axios got that memo, which actually only made the public way more curious because the DOJ identified over 1,000 victims, which everyone still wants to hear from. Then the Trump DOJ request unsealing.
They're saying he got some more new charges.
July 25th. Deputy AG Blanche meets with Ghislaine Maxwell, and by August 1st, she's at Club Fed, the minimum security prison. And now, August 8th, Trump's DOJ requests to unseal the grand jury from. Then the Trump DOJ request unsealing, July 18th. July 25th,
this is too much out.
Deputy AG Blanche meets with Ghislaine Maxwell, and by August 1st, she's at Club Fed, the minimum security prison. And now, August 8th,
they don't even have a fence.
Request to unseal the grand jury.
Oh, well, good for you, Miss Tom.
Well, they have made this an ongoing disaster for themselves. This is totally of their own making, and they're treating it like a political problem. Do you think that it actually?
You're not suggesting that the president's running a protection racket. I am. I'm suggesting that he is violating the rule that says you can't offer a thing of value in return for an official act. That happens to be the definition of bribery. Anybody else who came to Washington and said, I will give you $100 million of free legal services if you do this for me, would be convicted of a bribe. Kecker is helping recruit law firms nationwide to fight back. More than 500 firms, large and small, have signed up in support. You're not suggesting that the president's running a protection racket. I am. I'm suggesting that he is violating the rule that says you can't offer a thing of value in return for an official
bribery.
act. That happens to be the definition of bribery. Anybody else who came to Washington and said, I will give you $100 million of free legal services if you do this for me, would be convicted of a bribe. Kecker is helping recruit law firms nationwide to fight back. More than 500 firms.
See,
large and
the only way we can get a resolution is when it start affecting them. Thank God it's affecting them. Thank God it's affecting them. Thank God that they see that it has gone too far. What have we done?
Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary? No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry, well,
who pays tariffs? Sorry, Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr.
I didn't have no idea it looked like that.
He wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they?
What is dislike tariff? What?
Remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs? No. Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary? No. Answer the questions I asked, please.
See how he don't want to answer? Cause I heard a clown on what's that? He should have been donkey of the day on Breakfast Club. Brother talking about, just repeating stuff. Anyway, he was saying that he think Trump doing a good job. He the only one that done what he said he was gonna do. And they was like, what? What? Well, what has he done? I mean, what? And he started talking about something else that didn't have nothing to do with what he said. But what has he done? So he started talking about the tariffs. And he did not know that it was going to come out of our pockets. Yeah, he didn't know that. Just like I don't know if Trump knew it. But the guy didn't know that. He was saying that that's the putting money back in. No. Dumbass. So this is why this man don't want to answer.
No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry, well,
who pays tariffs? Sorry, Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question. He wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they? If I think what you're trying to get me to say.
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right? Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time. You clearly aren't going to answer. I'm not going to waste my time having you go, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Chairman, I asked reclaiming my time.
Tariffs.
He refused to answer.
Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary?
They don't want people to really know.
No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry, well...
Who pays tariffs?
Sorry,
Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question.
Well...
He wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the... the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much...
He didn't say nothing about
if I think what you're trying to get me to say.
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right? Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time. You clearly aren't going to answer. I'm not going to waste my time having you go, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chairman, I asked reclaiming my time.
Tariffs.
Mr. Chairman, who pays tariffs?
See, so this is why people don't know who really pays tariffs. Cause he all over the place and refusing to answer. And then slow folk, who just want to repeat, just want to go along with the opposite, say crazy stuff, and don't realize, first of all, that ain't his job. And then second of all, it affects our pockets. Hold on.
About the Mike Tyson situation. Shortly after the verdict was announced that he had been convicted, he was guilty of the crime. Explain to me now what you were thinking about the Mike Tyson situation. Shortly after the verdict was announced that he had been convicted, he was guilty of the crime. You had a plan. Now, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
I was thinking that as soon as he gets out, he's going to fight at my casinos.
Yeah, but you can't buy your way through.
Of course, I'm only kidding when I say that, folks.
He obviously was not kidding, though. Mike Tyson's fight with Leon Spinks took place at the Atlantic City Convention Hall under the banner, as you see at the top of the broadcast, Trump Plaza. Donald paid for the LA Times in 1988 a record site fee of $11 million. The convention hall is attached to the plaza, or at least was.
Mike Tyson was greeted at his door at 1 o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand it. I think it's wrong. I think
but due process of law prevailed. So
I think he had one of the worst o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand it. I think it's wrong. I think
but due process of law prevailed.
I think he had one of the worst defense lawyers I've ever seen. This was the worst defense. I mean, their defense essentially was that anybody that goes out with Mike Tyson knows she's going to be raped, and therefore Mike Tyson, this is his defense. I think it was a horrible job.
Everything you say may be true, but still in all, you can't come and say...
So he's always felt like...
I think
but due process of law prevailed.
I think he had one of the worst defense lawyers I've ever seen. This was the worst defense. I mean, their defense essentially was that anybody that goes out with Mike Tyson knows she's going to be raped, and therefore Mike Tyson, this is his defense. I think it was a horrible job.
Everything you say may be true, but still in all, you can't come in and say, okay, let's put the decision of the court aside. I have a plan.
I never said that. I
think that was the impression people had of that.
And you still think like
Mike
that.
Tyson should fight. Mike Tyson should supply millions and millions and millions of dollars to rape victims, and I think that's a hell of a lot better than him sitting in a jailhouse for 6 years. Now, let him do some time, let him do some this, but this man could supply $30 million just from one fight, and that solves a lot more problems than keeping him locked up in solitary confinement doing nothing.
So forget the victim.
It's to use charity in order to better your image and reputation, essentially as a shield, and only at the end of the day care about money. The man has not changed because this is how he sees the world. He wants to delegitimize the court. He saw how he could make less money, and what he tried to do back then was delegitimize the decisions that the courts made as it pertained to somebody that could inflate his net worth that much more so he could make more dollars and cents, like a Mike Tyson. And
what are you doing right now?
Right now, with the rollout of Project 2025, what is the best way for them to carry out their agenda and him to make more? Delegitimize the courts. He's telling us what he believes in. And not only that, this way of trying to frame certain arguments and go to bat for his people in the media has been a staple of his for many, many years.
I think that Mike Tyson had a horrible defense. I think
Yeah, but again, what you're saying is that celebrities maybe should be treated differently than lay people.
No way. How could that be?
Moved on her. NFL. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and was married.
Huge news there.
I better use some Tic Tacs just in case they start kissing her.
So y'all feel like, so you feel like he should have got off because he was a celebrity?
I don't either way. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the do anything.
Case in point here, the Access Hollywood tape. So what was Donald Trump defending his pal Mike Tyson from? First, let's go back in time and recall this.
Robin, some of the things that we've read, that he's hit you, that he's chased you and your mother around in Russia, that Mike has a very volatile temper. True?
Extremely volatile temper. I think people see that about every 3 months. He's got a side to him that's scary. Michael is intimidating, to say the least.
Hey, Janet.
I think that there's a time when he cannot control his temper, and that's frightening to me.
The New York Times would print in October of 1988 that Iron Mike Tyson was out of control, per their sources. He was manic depressive with mood swings. His abuse of Robin Givens was, well, at first verbal, then it turned physical. She, along with 2 others they were with at a hotel in Moscow, fled their rooms to get away from the champ. He chased them and would even threaten Russian militiamen. After just 8 months of marriage, actress Robin Givens would divorce Iron Mike Tyson. Then in the early 90s, Tyson was in the state of Indiana as Black Expo was set to host the Miss Black America pageant during its summer celebration. He would invite Desiree Washington, Miss Black Rhode Island, to his hotel room. The following day, she went to the emergency room claiming to have been a victim of rape. He'd go to trial, be found guilty on 1 count of rape and 2 counts of criminal deviant conduct. An appeal led by guess who? Lawyer of last resort Alan Dershowitz was unsuccessful, wrote Evan West. Tyson would serve 3 years of a 6-year sentence. It's rather ironic or not that Alan Dershowitz would represent somebody like Mike Tyson in his appeal, because we know what the Dersh has done or tried to do, including when he was serving as counsel around that time for one Jeffrey Epstein. And he actually wrote an op-ed about consent and R-word and the age limit of what would constitute R-word. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Google is there for you. So I'm surprised that all of these people are just so interconnected. No, I am not surprised. But what I go back to, and I know I've talked about this a few times, Donald Trump has not changed over the years. All he follows is the money. That's it. As I alluded to previously, somebody that he was in business with, Mike Tyson, who was the biggest name in sports at the time. For example, when Donald Trump put on that fight between Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson, which was a test for Mike Tyson, there's no doubt about it. Many were saying he couldn't even be the heavyweight champ until he beat and dethroned Spinks. Trump just saw it as hurting his pocket. That's why he continued to go to bat for someone like Tyson. And he's even told Leslie Stahl and others that he will degrade you. He will go after you. He will minimize your efforts at every single turn, because what he wants to do is get the public on his side. He's done that once again, and he's going to continue doing it, because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Hey, I appreciate you watching.
Yeah, especially when you slow. His mama say he's slow.
YouTube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to TYT.com/join to become a Young Turks.
Good night. Educated. I love
on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.
Thank you. Okay,
Calling out elite people in comedy should be the rule.
Calling out elite people.
There's actually another creature. Yeah. The hair's like going, good night, Donald. Good night, Donald. There we go.
Did Robin Williams unalive himself? I mean, so that seems to be the going out for people who he wants out. Right?
While he's asleep. There is something about punching down that feels taboo, and punching up is the way to go.
Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side.
Wow.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
One was poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. I'm a very stable genius.
It is very important.
A very stable genius.
The Jordan Kleppers are doing, the work that the Good Liars are doing, the work that our team here at the Turks are doing, and many more.
Used to see these tackles, now they tackle. Oh, head-on-head collision. Bing, flag, footballs become soft.
You have Trump doing sound effects for tackles. The choice could not be more clear. Like, let's not beat around the bush about it.
It is horrible. It is horrible. Hold on. Let's get back over here and finish this. I want to hear
Well, it's superseding
what deal she made.
Michael, that is what Ayanna Pressley and others have succeeded in doing, which is returning the conversation to where it should have been the entire time, which is a conversation about justice, a conversation about systems, a conversation about accountability. So in this swirl of what has indeed become a political conversation, it almost seems as though there is an opportunity to have a legitimate and robust conversation about what justice could look like.
Well, you would think, Alicia. You would think. But here's the thing. All of this with the women coming forward and really, as I said, framing this and given what Michelle just said, Ankush, is this, does it have a chilling effect on what DOJ does next in releasing the documents? Or does it give them a little bit more spine due to the pressure that's going to be out there, where the more people hear from the victims, the more they want the departments to release the documents?
You know, that's a fascinating question. I think I'm not sure I know the answer to it, because I don't think that the DOJ is even thinking about it. I honestly think the victims have been almost entirely out of their field of vision, and I think
it's taking them too long.
The way they've conducted themselves.
Why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? Like, I don't understand. You know, liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? And he looks at me, stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that, Mr. President. Yes, you did. It was an executive order, 3 weeks ago. And he goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminal in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy. Now, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing, because I thought, we're in serious trouble. Who is running the country? I don't know who put the paper in front of him, but he didn't know. Why did you pause?
He didn't even know
to Europe,
what he signed.
Liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? And he looks at me, stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that, Mr. President. Yes, you did. It was an executive order, 3 weeks ago. And he goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG.
He don't even know what he'd be signing. I got another
Do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on, did the vaccine cause death? The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Hosher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
Did we all just watch the same clip?
Do you have any science to back up your...
Y'all listening with y'all good ear?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Hosher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
Did we all just watch the same clip?
Do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Hosher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
Did we all just watch?
Stunning, right? Mind blowing. Let's hear this one. I don't remember what it is, but let's go.
Do you even have a scar on your ear? You got anything on there?
I do.
What do we say? What you got
So, right over here.
Oh, it's a tiny little mark.
It zicked right there.
It healed up pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's not like some of the wrestlers, some of the UFC fighters.
No, you didn't get cauliflower.
No. It was sort of like a top shot.
Mm-hmm.
The point of the bullet was a little of the S, but you see the thing's taken off a little bit. But it makes me a tougher guy.
Do you even have a scar on your ear? You got anything on there?
I do.
What do we say?
It was fake.
So, right over here.
It was fake. It was staged. It was staged. Let's hear this one, y'all.
You are aware, are you not, that on his recent trip to the UAE, President Trump agreed to transfer lots of very sensitive chips and AI know-how to G42, a state-owned UAE company?
I'm certainly aware of the trip as has been publicly reported. The specifics of what was agreed to, unfortunately, I'm not aware of.
Did you know that 2 weeks before President Trump went to the UAE, his son Eric Trump went and did a deal with a different UAE state-owned company called MGX, whereby MGX used $2 billion from the Trump family new stablecoin company called World Financial as part of a deal? Were you aware of that transaction?
Senator, I have no knowledge of the Trump family business.
I mean, this was also well reported in the press. Did you see any of those stories?
I'm not familiar with those stories, Senator.
Okay. So what happened was Eric Trump, 2 weeks before President Trump arrived, did this deal which dramatically increased the value of the new stablecoin company that the Trump businesses had launched by essentially purchasing $2 billion of this new Bitcoin. So it goes through the roof in value. 2 weeks later, the president comes to the UAE and does a deal with another UAE state-owned company, G42. Do you know who the chairman of G42 is and the chairman of MGX?
No, Senator, I don't.
Well, it happens to be the same person.
Oh, wow.
It happens to be a member of the Emirati royal family. He's the national security advisor, Sheikh Tahoon. I've met him. He's a very good businessman. And he cut a very
Trump
good
has
deal
made
for
billions of
T42
dollars since
with
being in
President
office.
Trump.
Absolutely.
In terms of getting the transfer of this U.S. technology. And he did it 2 weeks after doing a different deal with Eric Trump that enriched the Trump family business. I have to tell you, this stinks to high heaven. And I hope if you're confirmed, you will work with us to look out for this wrongful transfer, which really puts our security at risk. You are aware, are you?
Wow.
On his recent trip to the UAE.
Y'all see? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know if they, hold on.
Well, you just couldn't call good humanitarians. You just couldn't help out a few thousand or million people who are going to go hungry and are going to live in the fucking streets. Thanks, MAGA. Thanks a whole hell of a lot. Because most of the goddamn people live in your fucking states.
Huh?
Well, you just couldn't call.
I can't play it but one time. You reckon they got it? Yeah, it's a problem when it affects them, right? I thought it was interesting. Yeah, corruption at its finest. I was listening to a lady who said that she didn't know the back then of World War II when that welfare. Oh, I didn't say that to myself. Oh man, I thought I did. Oh, I gotta find that one, baby. She had a culture shock.
Let's connect the dots, shall we? This guy, and this guy, and this guy. These guys. Trump and Epstein, yeah, they were close. But Paolo Zampoli, he was a modeling agent, but not the Vogue kind of modeling agent. He ran agencies bringing in teenage girls from Eastern Europe, and he sold it as fashion. He's the one who helped Melania get her visa, and depending on who you believe, Zampoli introduced Melania to Trump. Yeah, he was that kind of close. And Zampoli didn't just know Epstein. Zampoli sat on the board of Terra Mar with who? Ghislaine Maxwell. So Ghislaine is Epstein's gopher, but she's working with some guy who runs a modeling agency, and Terra Mar was just a fake ocean charity that shut down 6 days after Epstein's arrest. But now, in 2025, Trump gave Zampoli some made-up government title, Global Ambassador for Peace Through Real Estate. It's not diplomacy, it's PR for predators, because when traffickers need pose next to presidents, they run modeling agencies. They launch charities and get rewarded with fake titles by powerful friends. This is not guilt by association. This is benefit by proximity. It's the same people moving the same pieces to protect each other, so no. Trump didn't just know Epstein, he promoted the people around him. And you can draw your own conclusions. But if this isn't a red flag to you, you might be standing on the wrong side of the crime scene. And if you want to follow me on any of the other platforms, all my links.
That's why he put all them PDF filers on staff. No, okay, so I need for y'all to pay attention. Okay, so I need to take this off. Hold on. I wish I could slow it down. Y'all looking? Okay, let's go. Kim Porter and Whitney was working together to expose the industry. Whitney Houston and Kim Porter planned for years to bring down the industry. You get the big eyes on that one. What? Yep. Yep. Let me get back over here. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of cover up, y'all. It's just so much cover up. Again, I'm gonna say. Okay, let's hear this. Hold on.
Joe and Jada with Jada Kiss, and you know he's hoped.
He sold it. He sold it to via. They still got the budgets. There's no sponsorship dollars because people are not watching it.
Wanting to do something at MSG when he comes home, whenever that is. Things, but Fat Joe says if there's one misstep with the BET Awards, that could be next.
That'll be it.
100%. Well, speaking of live shows or lack thereof, yesterday, Diddy's team talked about him wanting to do something at MSG when he comes home, whenever that is. Well, man, they are butchering Diddy's wait to sentencing because now they went and did press following that to try and clean it up and clarify what they meant or did. Listen to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, on Madison Square Garden.
While he did say to me that he hopes one day his fortune would take him maybe back to Madison Square Garden, I think that is, if ever, years down the road. And that is not in his immediate conception. That is something, quite frankly, I hope for him.
That is not what he said.
In jail, I think he
Crystal.
spends a lot of time thinking about aspects of him. Not in.
That is not what he said.
While he did say to me that he hopes one day his fortune would take him maybe back to Madison Square Garden, I think that is, if ever, years down the road. And that is not in his immediate conception. That is something, quite frankly, I hope for him. He's working very hard in jail. I think he is spending a lot of time thinking about aspects of himself that caused him to be there. I think he's someone who's very conscious of the fact that he has these, tremendous blessings in his life, but he also has imperfections, as we all do. And I think he's really spent a lot of time thinking about that. And the word that I used and, been using, and I want to use it now, is redemption. And redemption is earned. Redemption is not given. And I think he has done the hard work to earn redemption.
If I'm Diddy, I'm just like, shut up!
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no reason to talk. I haven't got sentenced yet. You shouldn't be doing interviews. Don't talk about me being at Madison Square Garden, the Apollo, at the fried chicken spot. Don't talk about nothing. Just say, hey, we'll see when he gets sentenced. Wow,
Yeah. Well, in addition to that, remember there was a conversation that Nicole Westmoreland had.
He screamed like he was at a freak off just now. Like, why'd you scream like that, bro? What was that?
It's just
It's
just frustrating. Like, you talk and you sound horrible. And then you try to talk again to fix yourself from the horrible thing that you sound, and you make it worse. It's just like,
Well, the pardon conversation is looking pretty crazy too, because now Nicole Westmoreland, who said that they were having conversations with Trump, had to go back and clarify what she meant as well on the same day that Mark did. Let's take a listen to Nicole.
Oh, they must have got in big trouble.
So I saw you on CNN yesterday saying that there had been conversations with the Trump administration. Are you able to say who those conversations were with?
No, I'm not in the weeds. I'm part of the trial team, and right now we're laser focused on preparing for October 3rd.
But he did make a point of saying that he was aware that despite their previous friendship, that Sean Combs had said some pretty negative things about Trump. If you're Donald Trump, why, if you reread those comments, should you contemplate a potential pardon?
Because you want to do what's right and what's fair, and you're not going to let anything cloud those decision makings.
I would say from your response that you are quite hopeful that he will get pardoned by Donald Trump.
I think being pardoned would be the right thing to do, so we're hopeful.
Completely different. It really makes them look crazy. I don't know what's happening over there, but man, it ain't looking good whatsoever.
Nope.
Right now. At all. Yes. Well, in other news, in other live show news,
why they backstroking? Huh? They know that the judge is hold on. What he say about it? Hold on.
I miss my husband every day.
Hold on.
Survivor benefits are helping us find financial stability and build.
Well, it looks like Diddy's lawyers are backtracking, guys. So much is happening again with fresh updates that we don't even have time for an intro. Subscribe to the channel, daily and consistent. Subscribe, click that button, guys, and let's get straight into this video. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, is taking back everything that he said yesterday in his interview. He expressed that Diddy is going to be wanting to be at the Madison Square Garden, going to do a comeback concert, had everything rolled out. His comeback was set in stone, and that this was going to be a huge concert for him. The interviewer was like, doing what? Like, what's he going to do there? And, you know, Mark was like, well, he's going to be singing. He's going to be on the stage. Well, now all of that is being taken back. Diddy is not going to celebrate his release from prison with an arena tour or at Madison Square Garden, his lawyer is now saying, basically cleaning up the mess that he is making. This is the issue with Mark Agnifilo. He talks too much, and sometimes that can work well.
No, it's not that he talked too much, because that's how Diddy felt. That's how he feels. Diddy feels like he was going to get out there and clown and rub it in the face, because he ain't learned nothing. He's still tripping on himself. He's still an egomaniac. He's still the same guy that was sitting down talking to Trump, and they was having a balls contest about their accomplishments, you know, and Diddy, you know, he said they just alike. So it ain't Mark's fault. Diddy told him that. That was his plan. His plan was to boast and brag about it. Do like he did and say, I'm fucking up, there's nothing I can't be that. He was going to do that until the judge started hitting them haymakers, laying their asses. They on the ropes. They on the ropes, issuing new filings, unredacted names. I mean, he hitting hard. Yeah, they lightweight. He's a heavy hitter. He's yeah. And then Diddy, I mean, they coming for him. And he acting like he don't know if he gonna make it to the federal penitentiary. He acting like he don't know if he gonna make it to October 3rd. So now they moonwalking. On top of that, they getting tons and tons of letters. On top of that, I'm hearing Gina ass is in trouble. Yeah, because you don't know if she was forced to send that letter. Now you got to explain why you didn't comply with the subpoena. And based on what you're saying now, either you lying now, and if so, why? Or you was lying when you sat down with the feds, and if so, why? So here come that force and coercion that the jurors said they didn't see. And it was all over the place. So now, even after the after effect, you're seeing forced and coercion. Because why did Gina, who did not follow up in court, why is she writing a letter now? Oh, okay.
Was a lot more friendly, and also Maureen was talking for way more longer than he was, so therefore the jurors are more bored with her. But the bad thing with this is that when you are doing all of these interviews, you are going to be saying things in these interviews that you don't really want to say.
or that you want to clean up, reflect, because you overspeak. He was the same person doing an interview outside Costco or about Costco, and it's just like, stick to the case. There's no need for you to do stuff like this. So although Mark Agnifilo is a fantastic lawyer, he has a great rep, let's not get it twisted, I do feel like stuff like this is where he misses the mark. So Diddy, guys, is not going to be celebrating any of that. He's taking all of this back, and his lawyer states that his client will actually have more important personal matters to address, and those personal matters are actually in regards to his family. Agnifilo tells the team's top priority is getting Diddy a fair sentence so he can pay his debt to society as quickly as possible, and when he gets out, he won't be focused on his music. Mark says Diddy will spend his time and energy on his loved ones, his 7 children and elderly mother who have stood by him through the entire legal saga. He will not be focusing on any musical comeback. Agnifilo says once Diddy feels they're in a good spot, he'll do something special, like an MSG show, though he adds that's not really a thing anymore. So he's kind of retracted it, but also kind of mentioning it again, and this is what I mean by overspeaking. You've come to do a new interview to clean up yesterday's mess, but yet you're mentioning MSG once again. He's doing this interview with his friends at TMZ. TMZ have always been very pro Diddy. They can come to basically TMZ whenever they want. One of the lawyers on Diddy's team also has a podcast on TMZ. So again, cleaning up the mess here, retracting it. First it was Nicole Westmoreland talking about they've spoken to Trump's admin. Then Mark Agnifilo came in to say we haven't spoken to them and that he's focusing on an MSG return. Then today, he's now saying there's actually no MSG return. I'm taking all of that back. He's actually coming to focus on his family. The lawyers don't know what they're doing. As of right now, the trial has ended. They are all in a limbo. Everybody's looking at them to answer for Diddy, and they've ended up basically taking on the PR role for Diddy outside of being lawyers. They are lawyers. They don't work in PR. They don't need to do all of these interviews continuously unless they want to put their face out there to make more of them of a high-profile lawyer, but I don't see it. You don't see Brian Steele running around doing all of these interviews. You don't see Douglas Swigdall running around doing all of these interviews. You just don't need to do it. It doesn't make sense. And so I feel like Nicole, Mark, please just go to your home. The trial has ended. Prep for the sentencing. You don't need to keep doing this.
Let him keep talking.
Back and forth. You're running around in circles, and it looks like you guys are not prepared, that you guys are lying, and that you guys don't even know what the hell is going on.
I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Is it after midnight? Yeah, no. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Good night.